Awesome. So let's begin with, do you guys have any questions about what you're looking at here? Anything that's confusing about what we're doing? Anything to clarify before we move on to the next thing that we need? Yeah, what do you got?
So I'm just curious. I just want to recap. How do we implement the zip
Bless you.
US ampersand app ID again?
Okay, so when I think of queries, a query is a key value pair. Do you guys understand what I mean by that? In every URL, you've got the protocol here, HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. You've got the internet address, okay? Remember how in all the videos that you've been watching and expected to watch over the last couple weeks, the DNS servers translate that 4-digit 255.122.15.2 into this address. The DNS servers can transfer it back and forth. Then on their server, there's a folder called data, a folder called 2.5, and a folder called forecast. That's the path on that server that we're accessing. The minute you see a question mark says, I'm also going to specifically look in that folder for some specific pieces of data. So I'm looking for the data with the key of zip at 6004, US, and I'm sending the app ID based upon my personal key when I signed up. And scroll up just a little bit. Keep going a little farther, a little farther, a little farther. I put the app ID there, and then I inserted it in there. That way, if I maybe have a second account, I got to change it in one place, and it uses that account. Does that make sense? Kyle, did that help? Anything else? That's the kind of stuff that I'm looking for here. What about? Well, what if? What happens? Why do I? Can you hit run while we're here, so we don't have to wait? Because I'm going to start with the idea of the run.
Yeah, sure.
Cool? Awesome. Okay, so now let's begin with getting to the next step. Click back over in here. Can you scroll up that section here? Nope, the bottom section here. Over there, perfect. Bring it up a little bit. And scroll all the way to the top of that. So, now it's time to start mining into that data to find the pieces of information that I want. The first thing that I'm going to want is probably what city I'm looking for. Because if you watch the run that I put in video 3, didn't it say for Arlington Heights?
Yep.
Okay, so I see here inside of this dictionary, that's an optional. Well, let's make the optional go away. Let's get rid of that. Scroll back up here in the code a little bit. Scroll down. Sorry, down. I apologize. Said the wrong direction. Keep going a little bit farther. No, a little bit farther. Down, 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 down. Stop. Just put an exclamation point right after the JSON object here, or you could actually put the exclamation point there. But we'll do that. Get rid of it now and hit run again. I just want to make that optional go away. It's got to be inside the print.
Oh.
There you go. Perfect. And scroll up to the top so we can see it. Okay. So I want to go get this name Arlington Heights out of the dictionary. Inside the dictionary that we have, it's called city. Inside the city is a dictionary that has a key value pair called name. So I've got to go inside the main dictionary. Then once I'm inside that dictionary, go inside the city dictionary, and then go inside and get the name of the city. Pause. you've got to understand the logic that I'm using here. And if you don't, you have to have me say it again and again and again. Why? Because when you guys do Divi next week, I'm not gonna be the one telling you. When you guys in a month here choose maybe one of the APIs because that's what you want to do, you're gonna have to do it because every API is different. Do you need me to say again my logic, or are you good? Yes. Let me say it in a slightly different way this time. Currently, what data type am I printing? A JSON object. I need to convert that JSON object into a dictionary. Once I do that, I then have to go find a key value pair in that dictionary. So I'm going to go to an object for what key? Once I have that object, I need to look at its value. Its value is a
dictionary.
Once I have that dictionary, I look for the key
Name.
with me. Then I can store that name. Got it? Okay, go ahead and close the debug because I don't need the debug pane. And you can comment out the print of JSON. I don't need it. Okay? So, go to the next line of code and let's change it. Nope, after the print. End of the print, return. Perfect. So, let city dictionary space equals space JSON object should autocorrect that, perfect, dot object for key city. Nope, you overtyped the autocorrect.
Oh.
So go back to the dot. Back to the dot. Okay, put the dot back in, delete it, put it in, delete it, put it in. Object, stop and look up. Something's strange here. Why is it not showing the autocorrect? Because it should find object for key. Okay. We spell something wrong? No. Delete back to JSON object. Let's see why it's not coming up. Do the O. Oh, I know what it is. It's because we never turned it into a dictionary yet. Got it. Click off to the side. I'm trying to directly access the JSON object. I forgot the very first thing we got to do. Turn it from a JSON object into a
Dictionary.
Easiest way is right here. Do space, as, exclamation point, space, NS dictionary. Got it. Pause. It's the second time I've done it, thinking of you as I'm doing it. The whole point was something was wrong. The minute I noticed after like 2 or 3 keystrokes, something's off, you have to have the ability to stop and like, wait, something's wrong. I tend to do that a lot faster than you guys, and sometimes I make it look like I know exactly what I'm doing when I actually don't. All I'm doing is I'm watching the autocorrect to remind me of what the steps are. When that autocorrect wasn't working, something was off. What was off was I was working with a JSON object. I didn't convert it to the dictionary. JSON objects, do they have a dot object for key? No. Does a dictionary have a dot object for key? That's what I targeted. Cool. So now you should be able to type JSON object. And it should come up, perfect. Dot object for key. Perfect. Nice. City in quotes. And right away, let's convert it into its correct data type. What's the correct data type?
NS dictionary.
It's another dictionary. So as exclamation point, NS dictionary. Hit return. Still with me? Okay. So do let city. Question?
No.
Oh. Space equals space. City dictionary. Now, we'll use the newer notation just so that you see both of it. Do a squared bracket. And then quote name. Go outside the squared bracket. What data type is it right now? If I did an option click on city, does anybody know what data type it would be?
String.
Not a string.
NS string.
It's not an NS string. Do an option click on city.
Any.
It's an any. Now, why is it an any? Because the JSON serialization converts everything to an any. Because it's a general, it could be anything. Is it possible that the key and the value are integers? Is it possible that they're strings? Is it possible that they're doubles? Is it possible that they're URLs? So we have to convert. That's what we're doing. When we say the as exclamation point, we're telling it that this will be able to be converted into a dictionary. This thing will be able to be converted into a dictionary. So what do we want to convert the name into?
String.
You got it. So at the end of the bracket, do space as exclamation point, string with a capital S. And there we've got the city. Make sense? Would you guys code that? Are there any questions about the concept? Cool, now you can code. Boil it down to the city, and we'll talk in the next one. Green ball.